It's Monday, April 27th, and this is Dr. Tanya Jenkins, the Executive Director here at Quest Charter Academy, and it's time for our weekly updates. There's lots to discuss this week with Governor Pritzker's new enforced stay-at-home timeline through May 30th. This is what we were expecting, so we are in good shape for that, but we still have things that we'd like to go through with you, parents, so that you're clear on our next steps. This obviously means that all schools in Illinois are closed, but Quest is officially in school until mid-July. So we need to talk a little bit about our phase 3 new information for the upcoming month. We need to double back and look at quarter 3. We never did get a chance to close out quarter 3. We also need to take a look at the grading, and as you can see on your screen this week, we're also going to talk about what it means for students to be absent in virtual learning, along with all of the ceremonies and celebrations that we still would like to have. A little bit of information that's an update on curriculum, obviously end-of-year expectations, and then some technology items that we want to make sure that you're clear about. So with our quarter 3, we are going to still have our student-led conferences. They will be done virtually on May 7th and 8th. We will do that during your regular students' schedule time of 8:30 to 1:30. And this week, students can start to turn in any final assignments that they had for quarter 3 that may still be missing. So we encourage you parents to talk with your students and to get them to take a look at those assignments and get those turned in. Parents, schedule your appointments with your student's teacher this week through email. And then teachers will confirm with you, parents, those appointments. And again, those appointments will be done virtually, and your students know how to get into those links. There'll be about 10 to 15 minute virtual time slots that you'll be able to set up starting this week and next week so that you're ready for those May 7th and 8th conferences. As far as grading goes, we want third quarter will be determined as usual. That's why it's important for all those missing assignments to get turned in. Fourth quarter grading is going to obviously look a little bit different, but students need to be attending those classes daily from 8:30 to 1:30 and completing assignments so that they can get those credit for things that they are submitting. Summit, parents, students understand what they need to do in the platform, so it's as prescribed. Seniors, we're getting ready still for their upcoming graduation, and so they need to have everything in by May 28th. May 28th is the cutoff for all seniors to have their work submitted to their teachers. And then all other students need to have everything in by June 5th. Please remember, parents, that your student's promotion is still based on the completion of identified grade level exit expectations. So please monitor your students and make sure that they are getting things submitted as they should be. We're still seeing that students are being absent, so we will have our support staff, elite, that you're used to working with, and our home liaison at the high school being started on doing some home visits just to check in to see why some students have not been attending classes. Again, we are celebrating that we have a wonderful percentage of students attending, but the expectation truly is that students are attending those classes. So parents, we need your help to make students clear that school is not over and their attendance is expected. As far as our promotion, graduation, and other celebrations, you can see here that we are still planning to do some things in a big way for our students at all levels, even though we will probably need to do those recognitions virtually. You can see here 8th graders, we're looking at doing some things through the mail so that they understand that they have completed 8th grade and are ready for 9th grade. 12th graders, we're looking at doing a Jostens virtual ceremony. Your principal will be sending out more information around that ceremony with the time frames and what that will look like. So we're excited to get started on getting that information out to you. We know that prom is not able to happen this year, so trying to create at least a virtual play date for students to come together and do some things is what is being planned, and you'll be getting more information again from your high school principal and administrative team soon and very soon. The third quarter honor roll, we obviously still want to acknowledge those students, and again, we will have to do that through a mail recognition. And then Spirit Week, the staff working with students want to have a fun virtual Spirit Week that will begin on May 4th. Please keep monitoring your mail because a lot of these things will be coming not only from our website and social media pages, but also through the mail. As far as our curriculum is concerned, I will say it again, third quarter grades can be submitted until this Thursday, April 30th, and all of that has to be submitted by your students by the end of class on Thursday by 1:30. Then the grading bucket will close and teachers will calculate grades for third quarter. Incompletes are not an option, so please help your students to understand that they have to get all of that material turned in to the appropriate teachers so that, again, we can get report cards mailed out right after those student-led conferences on May 7th and 8th. I've also added here for you that your students are doing some accelerated reading that are requirements for them for their grade levels, and MyOn is where you can find those selections. We've added the classics package, which means there's a lot more for students to choose from for their leveled reading pleasure. So please help your students to select those materials and get things taken care of in that lane. And then also there's a free online science classes that if you're looking for other materials for your students to be able to participate in, this is some good information that you will want to take a look at. As far as our end-of-year expectations, you need to make sure principals, that you understand that principals are creating a package of information. As I stated, will be mailed, and we will also have a second mailing coming out to you by that second week of May. Also, I remind you again that all of this information can be found on our website and social media pages, but again, do look for those mailings. As far as technology goes, distribution of anyone that needed those jetpacks happened on Thursday and Friday of last week, if anyone that requested it. And then that second round will happen on Monday, the 27th, which is today, and Thursday, the 30th. Those are being distributed from 9 to 11. So if you needed any of those jetpack materials, please make sure you come to the high school gym to pick those materials up. The technology director is also going to be in the building here on Mondays and Thursdays here at the high school from 9 o'clock until 11 through the end of May to help capture any Chromebook challenges that your child may be having. And you don't necessarily need an appointment for that. You just can show up anytime between 9 and 11 on Mondays and Thursdays. But again, if you would like to set up an appointment, you can do that through your principal and make sure you can get your Chromebook issues taken care of. Parents, the reminder here is again that you talk with your child about taking care of their Chromebooks, because any damage to those devices will cost will have a replacement cost attached to it. So please talk to your students about the importance of taking care of those devices. Our end-of-year plan that I'm sure some of you are starting to have questions around about how do I get things out of my locker, how do I get things out of my classroom. We are working on that plan now, and again, we will have that plan ready for you by the second week of May and get that information out to you. So with that new announcement from Governor Pritzker about the closures through the end of May, we now know that we need to add that to the list of to-dos, and so we will make sure in the upcoming weeks that we share the plan for how you'll be able to get those items picked up. That brings us to the close of our announcements for this week. Hope you are staying safe and staying well. And at Quest, we are striving to be our best. Take care.